everyone, welcome back to our video series, Getting Organized, Managing Memory and Time, Peace of Mind. As you may recall in the previous video, my name is Allie, and I am an occupational therapy student from Kean University. I am very excited to be able to share information with you all about how to manage memory and time, which will hopefully give us peace of mind. This session is called Tools for Success, Living Your Best Life. Before we get started, if you can, try and find a quiet place for today's session. It is important to be able to focus on what we are doing without having too many distractions. Also, if possible, make sure you have some space to work at a table or a desk with a supportive surface in case you are interested in following along with what we will be doing throughout the session today. I will explain this in a little bit more detail later on. If these circumstances are not available to you at this time, you may replay this video at any time and follow along when you can. For today's session, we are going to learn how we are actually spending our time on a daily basis, as well as how to organize it to meet your personal goals. You can refer to your vision board if you have completed one from the first session held by group leader Kayla to review your personal goals. If not, do not worry. You can think about your goals while we are together today, virtually. Today you will also learn a skill to modify and organize your memory, which in return will help to manage your time. Let's get started. Just a quick note before we jump in. Towards the end of the video, we will have a 3-question quiz review. Don't worry, you will not be graded. This is just a way for you to see what you have remembered and learned throughout today's video session. The first step that should be taken in order to learn how you are spending your time is to think of what you do on a daily basis. If you need to, you can write your tasks down on a piece of paper or type them on a computer to refer to them. This will help when you are making a time chart. This is a blank time chart where you can see the boxes that are within the columns and rows that represent the days of the week and times. Here is an example of a completed time chart. The purpose of this tool is to visualize on paper how you are spending and managing your time. Based on your results, you could adjust the timing of your tasks in order to have more time to do things you need to or want to do within your day. There are 2 papers that are used, which are the time chart and activity color code. The activity color code represents a color key, which is what you would need to reference to fill in the colors on the time chart. The time chart is where you will fill in your schedule, either for a typical week you may have, or your schedule from last week, whichever you decide. You can use different color writing utensils, such as markers, crayons, colored pencils, anything that's a different color, to color in the boxes in the column on the time chart as seen here. These colors match items on the color code. As you can see here, this time chart has multiple colors that represent different tasks and activities. Here is this completed time chart. The color gray represents when you are working, and when looking at this chart, specifically for Monday, this individual recorded that they are typically working from 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Since the color for work is gray, according to the color code, they filled in their work shift length with that color on this specific day. This is the process that they went through for each of the different items on the color code sheet. The blue represents sleep, orange is for eating, pink is grooming or dressing, green is for recreation, which could include any hobbies you may have or self-care activities, black is for watching TV, yellow represents shopping, which can be in stores or online, tan is for home maintenance, which can include any task to clean, repair, or anything that is done in your home environment, and white indicates that you do nothing at this time, and this can be considered an open space in the time chart. Since one or more of the items did not apply to their personal schedule, they did not have to include them in their time chart. Colors that are not on this specific time chart but can be added if applicable to you are purple, which represents groups or meetings, brown for when you are feeling sick or under the weather. Before they started this time chart, they made sure to read over all items on the color code sheet first to make sure that they fit appropriately on their schedule. For example, knowing the first thing you do in the morning is helpful to be able to remember the sequence of what you do to get ready for your day. For example, for this individual's time chart, on Fridays, this individual recorded that they wake up, eat a meal, and then participate in grooming and get dressed for the rest of your day. As you can see, this tool provides vital information about one's week that is needed for knowing how to manage time. Without visualizing what tasks are being completed, it would be difficult to know how to improve time management. This person expressed that they would like to make a change in their daily schedule. In order to have more time to do certain tasks in the day, they wanted to reduce the amount of TV that they watch at nighttime. They wanted to try to go to bed earlier so that they are able to wake up at an earlier time in the morning. With having more time in the morning, this would allow them the ability to do maintenance in the house. They expressed that they would like to participate in more home maintenance by washing any dishes that remain from the night prior going to work. This would reduce any cleaning that may need to be done prior to dinner time, which would save them more time in their evening hours. This chart helped them to learn where they could adjust their schedule in order to accomplish certain tasks. This helped to increase time management skills. If you are interested in creating your own time chart, you can access these two forms in the description section down below of this video. The links will lead you to the two forms that you can refer to through your device or print out to have a physical copy of your own. You do not need to have the specific layout in order to visualize your weekly schedule. However, this tool will help to lead you on the right path for your success with managing your time. You can make your own or copy the layout of this specific time sheet on any type of paper that you may have. If you have any additional questions or comments about this, please write them down or type them and send them to us through an email. You can email us at otclinic@kean.edu, which can be found in the description box or on your screen here. We will now move on to the main activity. Now that we have an idea of how to organize our time to increase time management skills, we can focus on organizing memory. The principles and tasks from the time chart relates to the importance of organizing memory. Knowing the tasks that you want to or need to complete is the starting point for being able to remember what to do and when to do it. To help organize your memory, we will be utilizing a memory notebook. This tool can be used to organize your tasks, obligations, responsibilities, or even keep track of your conversations on a daily basis. This is an example of what a memory notebook could look like. You can use any size or type of notebook that you have, and you can also personalize your notebook any way you would like. For example, you can add color, pictures, drawings, patterns, anything you would like. For this notebook, they used construction paper to create a unique design. It is a good idea to make this notebook your own because this will encourage you to use it frequently, and it will also be more noticeable, so you are less likely to misplace it. As a reminder, feel free to pause this video as needed if you would like to gather supplies to follow along by creating your very own memory notebook. As a reminder, you can also replay this video at any point. What is most important is that you are able to work at a pace that is comfortable for you in order to be successful. Now, for the inside portion of your notebook, once you flip open the cover, this will start your very first page. The first page of your notebook will be your memory guidelines page, as you can see here now on the screen. Your memory guidelines page will have a general format section that will be used for each page in your notebook to follow. Here is an example. You can refer back to the memory guidelines page, which is the first page of the memory notebook, as much as you need to. You can do this especially when remembering which color represents which category or section. This format will include 5 components, which are the date, category, task, deadline if applicable, and steps. This is what the finished memory guidelines page looks like. This page will help to guide you when recording information in the notebook. This page also will include categories for tasks that will be used throughout your notebook. Some of the categories are finances, work, school, self-care, home maintenance, and conversations. Finances can include having a log for when you need to pay bills. Work and school can include tasks needed such as work assignments or homework. The self-care category is more of a loose meaning term, meaning that this can be considered exercising, grooming, crossword puzzles, or anything. Essentially, anything that relates to caring for oneself. Home maintenance, which was discussed specifically for the time chart before, can be cleaning, repairing, or anything to maintain the home environment. For the category for conversations, you can include contact information such as phone numbers or emails, or social media usernames. You can also keep track of your conversations within this category. A tip for when you are keeping track of your conversations is to remember key points about them. An example of something that is important about a conversation is if you made plans to video call with your family or friends at a certain time and day. Writing this time down and day down in this section is important so you are able to call them promptly. Think about where all of these categories are for you in your life. Some of them may not apply to you, and that is okay. You can adjust these to match your own schedule for other additional responsibilities you may have. On this side of the category section, you will notice that there is a color that is coordinated to each category. I will also bring it up closer on your screen. As you can see here, finances are orange, work and school is green, self-care is blue, and so on. This color can match your category marker or page marker. A category marker is what is used to be able to locate different sections of your memory notebook. For this notebook, small Post-its are used as the category marker. If you do not have access to Post-its, you can cut colored index cards and use tape to attach them, or you can use colored construction paper as a category marker instead. As you can see, these colors match to 5 categories on the memory guidelines page. Using these markers will allow you to pinpoint the specific section that you are looking for. When placing the category markers in separate sections, it's important to leave pages in between each section. This will allow you to write in more than one task on each page that fits into that specific category. Okay, now I'm going to explain how to write the information for a specific category. Earlier in this video, we looked at a completed time chart. One of the changes that this person wanted to make was washing leftover dishes in the morning from the night prior. They wanted to save time in the evening for other meaningful tasks and activities. In order to carry out this change, they wrote in the home maintenance section of their memory notebook. Here is the home maintenance section in the memory notebook. The general format, which was from the memory guidelines page, was used to organize this home maintenance task. I will now bring it on the screen so you have a clearer picture. The date is the day that the individual wrote the information, which, as it says here, is Tuesday, April 14th. Next is the category, which is home maintenance. This is also signified by the colored category marker up at the top. Then there is the task, which falls under the category of home maintenance, which is washing dishes. Then here is the deadline of when you would like to have the task done by, which is by 6:45 a.m. prior to leaving work on Wednesday, April 15th. The last part of the format is the steps that are needed. Step 1 would be to wake up and get dressed. Step 2, walk to the kitchen. Step 3, check the sink for leftover dishes. Step 4, wash dishes and place them on the drying rack. The steps are an important part because they can activate your memory to remember to wash the dishes when referring back to your memory notebook. Even if you are able to only remember the first 2 steps, even without looking back at your memory notebook, walking to the kitchen might remind you to check the sink to see if there are dishes that need to be washed. Here is a little disclaimer. Not all memory notebooks are created equal, which means the color choices, notebook styles, category marker materials, and tasks are different from person to person. It is important to remember that each individual is unique and has different responsibilities in their life. Since this memory notebook has different sections that can hold a lot of information, it is crucial to check it at least once a day or more. In order to remember to use the notebook, it may be a good idea to designate a specific time each day to review it. For example, you can refer to it when you wake up in the morning or right before your favorite TV show comes on. This will help to keep you on track with all of your tasks in a more effective manner. Now it is time for our session review quiz. This is my guest who helped to create the time chart and memory notebook. He is going to ask a few questions about the memory notebook in a multiple choice format. This means he will provide 3 answer choices linked with either the letters A, B, or C. After listening to the answers, I will respond with the correct answer. We will leave some time in between from him asking and myself answering the question to give you a chance to follow along and answer the question for yourself. The questions will also pop up on the screen so you have a chance to see them there. Here we go.
Question number 1. Where can you find the memory guidelines page in the memory notebook? Is it A, the back of the notebook, B, the first page of the notebook, or C, there is no memory guidelines page?
The answer is B, the first page of the notebook. With this being on the first page, it allows for quick accessibility of the foundation page of the memory notebook. This page incorporates the 2 major parts of the notebook, which are the general format section and category section.
Question number 2. What are the 5 components of the general section for a memory notebook? Is it A, date, category task, deadline, steps, B, activities, location, social, timeline, process, or C, system, obligations, components, list, and sequence?
The answer is A, date, category, task, deadline, and steps. These are the 5 components that are noted within each page of the specific category sections. Remember, these 5 were addressed for washing dishes earlier in the video. The general format may not apply to all responsibilities, such as having a deadline for when something needs to be done. I also explained that the 5th part, being steps, is very important to help jog your memory for how to exactly complete the task.
Question number 3. For the categories section on the memory guidelines page, must all categories apply to everyone? Is it A, yes, B, maybe, or C, no?
The answer is C, no. As I stated before, these categories may not all apply to you. Other examples of categories you can add is being a caregiver. If you have tasks that involve caring for another individual that you would like to dedicate another section to, you can do that in your memory notebook. Volunteering may also be another category if you consistently participate in these types of tasks and do not consider it to be work. Or you can include a category that specifically deals with the virtual world, such as completing a task by using a website or database. Even if you did not answer these 3 questions correctly, that is okay. We are learning a new skill that will take some time to adjust to, so please do not get discouraged. We covered a lot of great information today regarding time charts and memory notebooks, which contribute to organizing time and memory. If you have any questions or comments about anything from today's session, feel free to email otclinic@kean.edu. We ask that you put our group name, Getting Organized, Managing Memory and Time, Peace of Mind, in the subject line of the email so we can answer any questions you may have. We also encourage you to send in a picture of your memory notebook. We would love to see how you personalized your memory notebook and truly made it your own. As a homework assignment, we encourage you to practice using your memory notebook to organize conversations, obligations, appointments, or whatever you would like for the rest of the week. It may be easiest if you complete your time chart because it may help you to better organize your memory notebook. If you have followed along and completed a time chart, that is great. If not, no worries. You can complete this at your leisure and refer back to this video if you need a refresher. Thank you so much for joining me today in the session, Tools for Success, Living Your Best Life. I hope you enjoyed learning about these skills and that you are excited to begin to take charge of your memory and time. See you next week as our sessions continue with group leader Monique.